Yeah. They ain't believe me when I told them crypto was the future. Now they trying to get in, but it's too late. We've been stacking marbles since day one. No banks, no middlemen, just power moves. Let's get it. Yeah.
We're going to zero, baby. We are officially over. It's all done. Pack it up. It's time to go home. The market's finished. No, I didn't take my profits. What the flipping X go? Anyway, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Monday. Is it Monday today? It is Monday today. Welcome to Monday. Renowned for a very boring day in the markets. Renowned for generally a pretty pants day where we don't tend to see a lot. Renowned for a sluggish day in the markets. So welcome to a very traditional Monday. The only difference is it hasn't rained. So anyway, market taking a little bit of a hit today. We'll talk about that as well as getting into some of the key things so that you are dialed in. There is now only 48 hours to go until I think anyway, certainly one of the biggest moments of this bull market cycle is upon us. Many people disagree with me. Many people are like, you're absolutely off your head too bit. It is just another Wednesday, and I say I disagree. We've also got some DeFi news that you might want to be aware of and kind of everything else. I mean, we've literally got an action-packed show as always. I mean, you couldn't even get this much excitement if you watched EastEnders. Bits Blaze, you legend. So yeah, like I said, we've got a lot to break down tonight, a lot to get through, a lot to analyze, and everything else. So if that isn't worth your time, then I don't know what is. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. We've got, like I said, a ton of stuff and lots more within that. So as always, do the usual. If you could be so kind, tap that screen, lock those likes in. And again, if you're brand new around here, we talk about cryptocurrency every single day of the week, bringing you and keeping you very much dialed in as to what the hell is going on. So with that being said, let's say hello to a couple of people and then we'll get into it. So Puggamall's here. What's going on? Millsy, Mrs. Tim Shea, 37 Craig's here. DJ and Brian says sorry. WW3 loading up. The old season is cancelled. No. 37. Good to see you. RPM's here. Welcome. Indecent says, here we go again. What's going on, Vern? RPM. Welcome. Foz. Mr. Blazer on both platforms. What's going on, Blazer? Tomato Pete's here, as well as Mr. Tim Shea. Good to see you. Beebs in the house. Crackerjack's here. Mr. Blazer. I think I've said you about 6 times now. Nadar's here. CJ Power. Aiden Smith. Good to see you guys. Welcome. Swamp's here. Good to see you, Swamp. As always, appreciate you. Nemo's in the building. F. Joe's here as well. Everyone's like, oh my God, the market's going to zero. Let's tune in a 2-bit show. He'll tell us what's going on. Don't worry about it, boys. Don't worry about it. I've got you covered. And then welcome everybody tuning in on TikTok as always. We appreciate your time for sure of our ever-growing community. Luke's in the house. What's going on, Luke? Your opinion on the day? Meh. Like, that's literally my opinion. It's just like, meh, whatever. We'll talk about it, obviously. We will talk about it and we'll get into it. So if you do have any questions, concerns, thoughts, opinions, or views, do drop them in the chat. We'll get to them as we walk through tonight's live show and certainly get into a little bit more as to why the market did what the market is. Psst, I'll give you a sneak peek. It's a bull market. All right, that's kind of why it. Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about what's going on in the market. So here we go. Bitcoin. You'd think the world was over. You generally think the world was over. I kind of feel like I should turn you to see as well, TikTok. Hold on. There you go. Can you guys see that all right? Oh, you can. Oh, that's all right. So you kind of expect the world's over on Bitcoin. It's not true. Look, ranging once again perfectly within what we've been talking about now for the longest time. So yes, you know, we retested the high of this range. Are you surprised that we rejected off it? Maybe not. And then we've dropped back down. We're sort of in the middle of this range here. So bear in mind, 118 would be seen as just normal. Above that, pushing out. Below that, maybe slightly retest. So if you add, you know, resistance and support lines in, you start to get to a pretty obvious place. Got the 12-hour. You can see there that all we've done after that rally that we got over the course of the last, sort of back in the last week, and obviously that big wick that we got from the bottom end. So we've seen this happen twice now where we see these big moves up post this big dump. Well, we see exactly the same happen. What you can see here, though, is a very obvious pattern that's playing through and has been doing for ages. Obviously, this is the kind of oscillating pattern that we've seen. You know, we've rejected here, rejected on all of these three, which is fine. You would argue then we've found support on pretty much all these three. What it does create, though, is that this line here and this line here become incredibly strong, both with support and resistance. So you may think, well, okay, 2-bit, what happens next? Well, look, we could come down a little bit further. We could retest 116. That wouldn't be unusual. before the bounce. We probably need to see where we've gone previously. So again, if you look at some of these support levels, you'd argue 117.3 is a relatively solid support level that we could bounce off. So 117.3, which by the way, just FYI, we did retest today in the market. If you look at the candle, this is telling you that actually on the day we are in an uptrend, certainly in the last 12 hours, as this kind of continues to go back up. So we've got a little bit nearer there. You can argue and say, well, this is actually an upward momentum, and we could close the day out solidly. Now, you always know that I talk about where we could get to. Do we hold above 118? That would probably seem a pretty strong level to see us at. 117.8, 170, maybe slightly higher. 118 would probably tell me that actually, yeah, okay, we saw some selling, but our trend is very much to the upside, which again is what we kind of want to see. So that's kind of where we get to with Bitcoin. No real surprise there. Once again, you see that W pump. I'm going to turn you around. TikTok, make sure you guys are still there. You are. Rate cut Wednesday, then Altseason. One time. Let's go. I thought you were flying on time. So this is kind of where we get to. What you can also note here, that if we always take a slightly higher range time frame, what does it look on the weekly? Well, if you were to ask me, I would say, well, it kind of just looks a little bit like some consolidation that we've seen previously. We saw some consolidation here, and then we sort of seem to be doing exactly the same now. We could see another week or two of this consolidation, very much in line to what it normally looks like. For example, go back to 2021, which is down here. You can see that actually we saw some consolidation on both these. So we actually had 2 weeks of dumping here before blasting off, another 2 weeks blasting off. Then we saw a little bit of a correction before blasting up to the second peak as well. So all in my opinion, by the way, is just relatively normal. Equally, you could say, well, from the market bottom here, which is November the 14th, to the top, you'd argue that, well, BTC is trending relatively solidly here on the weekly candles and not really doing too much. So again, it is all very much in a what do you want to see versus maybe what the slight technicals are telling us. Where people are kind of freaking out a little bit is things like this, where Ethereum's taken a dump of around 2.5%. Equally, you get things like Cardano, but I told you Cardano was like for fanboys. That's dumped over 4% and looks like it's pretty much donezo until they get freaking stable coins over there. Someone messaged Crypto J and tell him to stop selling there. Casper's down 6.5%, which is always a bit of a challenge. But anyway, that's kind of where we're seeing this like bigger retracement. The actual overall market cap, by the way, at 3.83 trillion is fine. I don't think that's a particular worry. The fact that we've seen the altcoin market though dump again, remember the total 2 looking at 1.48 trillion, that's dumped 2.5. Total 3, again, eradicating all of those gains, which were probably not true gains. All right, probably not true gains, but that's where you get to on a technical standpoint. The important thing here, though, and this is kind of how I took myself into bed at night. This is how I don't shout at my children when I'm like, man, the market's dumping and I feel sad. These are some of the things that I look at because I go, well, okay, why is the market dumping? What? And I don't do emotion when it comes to these markets. I've been around long enough now to not panic. But you kind of go, right, why is the market dumping? Okay, what do I need to understand to tell me whether I need to panic or not? Steve, thanks for the £5. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much indeed. I very much appreciate that, sir. One time, I have a question. Go for it. Ponke, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. Appreciate you, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's talk about what I can tuck myself up with, in bed with and not panic. Well, it's this. The Bitcoin ETF flows, yet again, are showing that we are seeing solid buying. For example, BlackRock buying 800 Bitcoin, Fidelity buying 621. Forget Grayscale because they dump it every single day. As well as ARC21, Bitcoin for Grayscale Mini buying lots of purchasing power, which tells us that today is going to be another green day when it comes to ETF inflows. Now, for me, right now, given the fact where we are in terms of a retail mentality, if we see a dry up of these, i.e. we no longer see people buying Bitcoin at an institutional level, we probably need to panic. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, yeah, do you know what? Crack on. Let's do $3.5 billion of flows, and I am fine. That's kind of where I get to with it. So yeah, good news. But again, I totally see why people are freaking out. A couple of things on the dominance charts to remember. Stablecoin dominance on the way back up again. Obviously, as people try and move back into stable, secure some profits. Maybe they got spooked by the market. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where you get to with that. Overall BTC dominance, don't forget, we probably needed to wick down, grab the CME gap. Well, guess freaking what? We came down and grabbed the top of the CME gap here on the daily candle. So you could argue and say, well, two bit. Maybe we came down and sort of wicked that. If you believe in all that CME nonsense, I still don't know if I believe in it, if I'm dead honest. But anyway, this was kind of where we'd got to, and that obviously happened. We wicked down, again, touched the CME that we left there on Friday, bounced. All right, that's the reality. We bounced off it. So again, I'm not really panicking. BTC dominance up a little bit as we see continuation. However, we're getting nearer and nearer to this zone that we want to be looking at. So that brings us to the grand total of holding at Bitcoin at 117.9. All right, cool. Fair enough. We'll keep an eye on it over the course of the next hour. Luke says, I like your YouTube videos, mate. My YouTube videos, especially the like button, likes you as well. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the feedback. Always good to get that. It's just a little shakeout. People don't have patience. That's very true, Blazer. One time, what is your question? Hold on. Why don't you just pin it? You're a moderator. Where is it? Pin it. Pin it one time. I can't see it. One time factual. Oh my God. How far is it back? Rick, Wednesday, the Altseason start. One time, pin the question. I can't see it. When does Trident Digital plan to raise 500 million for a corporate XRP treasury? Ooh. Maybe we'll talk about it. You think Solana reached $250? Yes. I think it goes way past that, actually. I think it might do 3 times that. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Just my opinion. But yeah, I think it's going to go way higher than that. I think the whole market's going way higher, by the way. I pinned it and it says under review, then denied. Oh, right. Well, it's not me even looking at it then, so I don't know why. Maybe try and do it again. I can't even see it, if I'm honest, so I don't know what it says. So apologies. Lawrence here. But not this season with Solana. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, people are just, like, don't forget, October is when I'm saying market cycle tops in. Why does market pump all weekend, but on a Monday with all the inflows it dumps? Well, it's a good question. It's a good question. There's two reasons, really. Is it manipulation? Are people being played? That emotional trading feeling you've got, the thought that you may have missed out, is that the market trying to come back for some profits? Perhaps. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. The best way to kind of understand it, the best way to decipher why the market dumps is to understand the macro side of things, what's going on. So what's happening on exchanges? What a Bitcoin, what a big volume, trade's doing. The reality is, again, as well, there is a pricing in of Wednesday. I think people got a little bit excited, including me, by the way. I thought we would see a rate cut on Wednesday. It doesn't look like we're going to. And I think maybe the market's priced a little bit of a potential rate cut in. We didn't get it, but yeah, hopefully you never know. You never know. The best way to look at it as well, by the way, is understand what's happening in terms of exchanges, understand in terms of what they've got from a reserves perspective. Are people buying or are they selling? And again, all you have to look at, there's some key things to keep your eyes on, and it's some metrics I've always talked about. It's equally in some of my videos to give you a bit of a view, which is this here. And again, I will bring you just to let you see it. TikTok. There you go. So this is the long-term holders for this week. So basically, long-term output profit ratio is ultimately what they've spent versus what they have. So when we generally see this as an increase, what you have there is long-term holders selling. When you see a decrease, long-term holders are not selling. Now, we see a little bit of a spike yesterday. Data is still obviously pulling through for today. So we'll see what this looks like. But that's kind of one of the key things. My view, by the way, is that long-term holders will stay static. This will be the metric that you'll need to keep an eye on, which ultimately is the short-term holder supply, which, as you can see right now, is on an increase. So whenever BTC, altcoins are up and are testing new all-time highs, you are always going to get this move on short-term holders. So I think this is very much where we see the potential. Obviously, those data will come in tomorrow. The other bit as well, just to note, will be this. Again, difficult to see, and I can show you on a different graph, is long liquidations. Now, the best graph to see this on, FYI, is here, because this ultimately shows us what's going on with those trade positions. This is how you can almost come to a point where you go, maybe the market's got a little bit overexcited and therefore got slightly cooked as to kind of what this looks like, which is the number of liquidations, i.e. the value of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency that were basically taken out of people's hands. $273 million is where that is at today. And these are things like market makers, whale groups, whatever it is, pushing markets in one way or another. Remember, whenever people feel super overcooked with the market, what tends to happen is it'll come in and take out your capital. You can see here just some of the liquidations that were coming in today. These are all 6-figure ones. So I guess in summary, it's just a particular bull market. The fact that we've seen overexcitement in the markets, right? Then that's probably why we've seen this kind of capitulation on price. I don't think it's anything particularly to worry about. I think it's a very standard move in the market. It eases up. Remember, by the way, if you think of it this way, if we just went up forever, then there would be a pretty boring bull market. It wouldn't last very long. Now, the question is, does anyone agree with me? That's the debate. That's the debate. And that's kind of what we've got to walk through anyway. Chat, which coin should I buy as a beginner? No one should be able to tell you that because you could buy the wrong one. That's the honest answer. And no one wants to buy the honest answer. Man, Blazer, all your comments keep getting like hidden for some reason. Anyway, but Marty, what I would do is definitely just research the market and then you might get into the one. Traditionally, if you stay with top 10, you're probably going to be all right. Your risk versus reward isn't very big, though. I just realized for a second then, TikTok can see what's on my other screen. Anyway. Right, where are we? Can't wait for altcoin season to start. Yeah, well, we're getting there. We are getting there. Slowly but surely, I think. Slowly but surely. Anyway. So, do people agree with me? Do people know do people sort of agree where we are in the markets? Well, look at this. Titan of Crypto gives his view saying the Bollinger Bands are squeezing. Low volatility equals a big move coming. And actually, this is generally what we can see. Do I have Bollinger Bands on here? I don't think I do, actually. Ooh, what the hell is that? Nope. Ooh, oh, what was deleted? The hell? What is going on? There we go. Oh, they were terrible. What the hell was that? Jesus. Oh my God. Some of these are terrible. Anyway, some of these are terrible, right? I can't be bothered to mess around with Bollinger Bands and all that kind of stuff on the charts. So, yeah. Anyway, Titan of Crypto's given his view that we might be consolidating. Remember, when Bollinger Bands tighten, that generally is a signal of a market move coming. This could be it. Wrecked Capital gives a very interesting view as well, saying this is technically week 4 of price discovery uptrend. I'll agree with him. Again, it's one day out of a big week. We've got one of the biggest, I think, or the most pivotal moments on Wednesday coming in this market cycle, this historic cycle, whatever you want to call it. So, again, Wrecked Capital giving his view that actually we are very much just trending how we should be, in my opinion. Prediction for ETH in October. I'd like to see it 10K. I've actually got some stuff to talk about tonight that people think it might go even higher. I'm bullish. Please, Shiba Inu technical analysis. Stick around and I'll bring it up. I will bring it up shortly. Let me just get rid of, let me just finish this part off. So, Volta says, I like this channel. Hey, we like you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Kelly's in the building. What's going on, Kelly? 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝗶 here. Rivers here. Let's go. Let's go. My Streamlabs wants to update again. I don't know why. Bobby T says, okay, I'm chilling till November. Nice one, Bobby T. That's the way to do it. Like I said, anyway, this market definitely curling up, I think, for a solid move to the upside. And then finally, if you want to just kind of be pretty interesting at the minute, the Bitcoin hash ribbons have just printed a BTC buy signal. Oh my God. What does it even mean? Historically, one of the most reliable and accurate signals for accumulating post-miner capitulation. Do you think we're about to see positive reaction in price? Again, you can see that. Well, you guys can't TikTok. Let me just whoop. There you go. Look, you can see here we experienced a hash ribbon buy signal where we can see there the hash ribbon over the 30-day moving average is then superseded by, overseeding the hash rate on the 60-day, which tells us that price action is up rather than down in a short term versus the longer term, which generally therefore tells us that the Bitcoin price is going to go up. Again, Bitcoin's one of those most assets. You can lose everything in a minute. So again, be mindful. But lots of indications are now telling us that we are potentially going to the upside. What we need to see, though, is a solid close on the day, in my opinion, above 118. As that would set us up, I think, for what could be coming on Wednesday, which just FYI, by the way, isn't rate cuts and it's got even worse. But I still stand by a little bit that I'd like to potentially see interest rate cuts. Because, I mean, Trump's in Scotland at the minute, secured that humongous deal in the EU, which is pretty bullish. Slammed a few of the people. And I think played a round of golf. So, pretty good day. Pretty good day. Is XRP XLM good to hold? I would say so. I think XRP, definitely. XLM, I don't own it, but I think it's pretty good. What are your thoughts on Tom Lee using submerged mining for Ethereum? I'm super bullish on it because I'm bullish on Ethereum, and I feel like I'm a one-man band when it comes to Ethereum. But I am very much optimistic as to where Ethereum's going to go. Christmas mug, yeah, 100%. It's actually called a Tree Rex. It's a Tree Rex mug. Who cares? It's a mug. It's a big mug and it holds tea. One said, do you think the drama with Powell and spending is just drama? Yeah, I think it's real. It's $3.1 billion. He's over budget. Whether they'll be able to basically get rid of him because of it, I don't know. That feels a little bit far-fetched, but, you know, crazy things have happened. Anyway, let's therefore get into a little bit of news and sort of break down some stuff that's going on. As always, don't forget, though, if you are brand new here, hit that follow button. We keep you up to date with what's going on in the markets, and you can support the channel by simply tapping that screen, hitting that like button, doing all that good stuff, and getting involved. We would massively, or I would specifically actually, appreciate that help and that support, which would be great news. Shane, thank you so much for sharing the live. We appreciate you, buddy. Again, you can do that as well. Again, always helps out, always grows this community. So, yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Right, let's carry on. Stefan says, how high do you think XRP will go in 2025? I'd like to think my bearish case about $8, neutral 10, bull case 12.50. FXD has lost dollar pegged load up. What the hell is that? I don't even know this. Justin says, Bollinger Bands are what? Just clutter up charts. Yeah, I think so as well. I think so as well. Sammy Silver says, what's going on? BTC still seems to hold. Where is ETH going to push? Well, ETH has been doing pretty well over the last couple of days. Yes, it's a cool off. It's only a cool off of 2.3%. That's nothing crazy. Remember, alts have dumped like 6% when we've had a Bitcoin correction. So tells us the market's maturing, tells us we're sort of in the next phase, which I think is good news. But let's talk about Ethereum. Let's get into some news. Analysts are now predicting a big Ethereum move. A popular crypto analyst talking about Ethereum reaching between $8,000 to $13,000 in Q4. And SharpLink Gaming, remember their new CEO or joint CEO, ex-BlackRock digital asset, superstar, whatever you call it. They added $295 million worth of Ethereum to its treasury again. So although Michael Saylor decided that he wasn't going to buy Bitcoin today, amidst trying to raise $2.5 billion to buy more, SharpLink Gaming just continues to dominate the Ethereum market, which is kind of crazy if you ask me. On Friday, Crypto Analysis Wolf outlined 2 Ethereum price scenarios, projecting that a conservative target of 8,000 and an optimistic scenario of 13, pretty much aligned to what I think certainly is playing out, with SharpLink Gaming adding a further 77,210 Ethereum to its treasury. They now hold $1.69 billion, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. memecoins says, you have a radio voice. Is that like a weird insult? Got a voice for radio, baby. I don't know how. I'm just on my phone. Oh, I just sent it. Don't accept the invite. I just got fat fingers. I tapped it. I shouldn't have done. What is worth investing in? What app do you recommend? Just download a particularly obvious one like Coinbase or something. Many people use Robinhood and stuff like that, but yeah. But yeah, I don't know if that was a slight insult. Maybe it was that I have a voice for radio. I don't know. Or maybe it's this big microphone. Who the hell knows? Anyway, right. Chavez post shared Friday. Wolf said he expects Ether to continue rising sharply after reaching new all-time highs. Now he warned of a 20%, 25% correction followed by a breakout, which I think we talked about, didn't we? 4,000 is the number we need to see it break out. Will Courage the Dog Cruise in the house? I actually have this here. For you, Courage the Dog House. I might give you a quick sneak peek look. Oh, Courage the Dog. We'll talk about that in a minute. Talk about it in a minute, but good to see you guys. Welcome. Appreciate you guys being here. I just ruined that though, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, hold 1 second. Right. So yeah, good news on Ethereum. Like I said, I think we're going to continue to see this solid push in the market, in my opinion. All right. And I think you're going to see this new hot run for treasury companies. I actually did a video about it today. No one's really watched it, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Devo's in the building. What's going on, Devo? Welcome, buddy. Aiden Smith, what's going on? Justin's here. Good to see you as always. Good to see you. Face for radio. Face for radio is the insult. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate that. Anyway, right, let's continue on. PayPal launches crypto checkout tool, adding support for over 100 tokens. What? Bull market, baby. Yeah, PayPal is now rolling out new crypto payment tools that will allow US merchants to receive payments with more than 100 cryptocurrencies. Look how crazy this is. Freaking United States is now accepting crypto payments through PayPal quicker than any other country out there. Go on, US. Go on, Lee. Good to see you, man. According to a Monday announcement, business will be able to accept Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, USDT, USD Coin, XRP. There's a big obvious one. Among others, to integrate crypto wallets, including Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, OKX, Kraken, Binance, Phantom, and Exodus. You are basically, if you live in the US, you're going to be able to use PayPal, and you're going to be able to use your cryptocurrency on PayPal to buy things. Now, you could look at this and say, well, this is great news. This is further adoption of cryptocurrency Or you could look at the fact that PayPal want to get hold of some cryptocurrency cheap. I bet the rates on there are definitely not market rate, let me tell you. Definitely not market rate, but hey, we'll take it. We will take a PayPal cryptocurrency off-ramp integration. I think that's a pretty good thing. So yeah, in my opinion. Don't forget, we've got 100 people now in the YouTube live. Just do me a favor, guys. Head to the bottom of the screen. Just give that like a little tap. And likewise, tap the screen here on YouTube. Sorry, on TikTok as well. We'd appreciate you guys. Buy the dips, everyone. You know what's up. You know what's up, bro. You know what's up. Right. Now, a major US brokerage firm is finally entering the cryptocurrency market. Do you see what's happening yet? Is everyone still bearish because Bitcoin retraced 1.5% today? Interactive Brokers, they are an online brokerage firm, is considering the potential of issuing a new stablecoins for its clients. The move seen as a part of a shift by major financial markets towards digital assets. The US becomes to loosen regulation in the cryptocurrency market. Thanks for joining. Nothing here is financial advice. Thanks one time. Crushing it, mods, this today. Speaking of rooters, the company's billionaire founder, Thomas Peterfy, said plans to issue a stablecoin are being developed, but the final decision on how to offer the service to customers hasn't yet been made. I'd prefer if he kind of went and got like RLUSD or USDC or something, but hey, if they're coming into the market, not only will therefore they have their own stablecoin, they will offer, in my opinion, cryptocurrency custody and payment systems to their clients, which I think is good news story, right? Which is good news if you ask me, right? Big question on the day. Chat, everybody can answer this. Should you swap BNB for AVAX? Key indicator is flashing Avalanche's strength. By the way, been talking about Avalanche now. It was actually performing pretty well today. And then, yeah, look at this. Wicked all the way up to 27.5 bucks. Took a dumperino, but actually within that sector, it's performing better than most. Man, Ondo, I didn't realize went back below $1. Holy crap. Altcoins did actually get smashed outside of the top ones, didn't they? Anyway, yeah, so AVAX is certainly setting up with BNB printing new all-time highs. Maybe the time should be to redistribute capital. I don't necessarily think it's a good idea, by the way. But anyway, Avalanche trading between 23 and nearly $28. The coin has surged over 55% in the last month, showing impressive growth. It needs to crack on. That's what AVAX needs to do. The support is strong and around $21, providing a safety net. If AVAX continues upward trend, it could rise to $30 and beyond, which would be an increase of around 30-40%. So again, I'm super bullish on that. Chris says we've grown numb to bullish news. That's true. That is true. 2-bit PayPal is integrating Stellar Lumens for its stablecoin. Holy crap! There you go. Someone was asking about XLM. I use BNB to swap from one exchange to another. Nice. Not bad shout. But yeah, I still think AVAX, by the way, has got a solid move. Justin, maybe not so much less. Justin's like, 2x maybe. Anyway, good news. Right, Strategy does pause its Bitcoin buying. Everyone thought Saylor was going to buy today, but he didn't. Anyway, they are obviously, though, in the process of raising $2.5 billion through a public holding, one of the largest public offerings of Bitcoin ever. And then they are continuing to do it. So look at this. Strategy muted Bitcoin activity in the last week with the current with its company expanding the size of its latest equity program. The firm raised its Series A perpetual stretch preferred stock offering to $2.521 billion on Friday. Significantly high. It's 5 times higher than the original value they came in with, which is, you know, pretty crazy as well. So all previous stock owners, including STRX, Series STRC is aimed at raising fresh capital for Bitcoin accumulation. So I mean, maybe it comes in next week. Maybe they're like super crazy on it. But yeah, it should be pretty interesting and should be very much positive as to how this. And then, like we said, Bitcoin eyeing up a 130 breakout. Might not feel like it, but we talked on this yesterday with M2, global trade, and much more all starting to push to the upside. Remember, some key things coming in this week. FOMC on Wednesday, the official crypto report on Wednesday, and then the tariff hard deadline in on Friday. So again, it's going to be a pretty volatile week. I think it's going to be pretty crazy, but at the same time, I am ever the optimist of where it's going to go. Good. I just remembered 2-bit. I replied on X. What? All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Definitely. I'll have a look at it. Seriously though, AVAX at 52 is crazy. I just never see over 100 on AVAX. 125. Jesus. Do you not think? Man, I think AVAX is going to be like 300 this cycle, but maybe not. Maybe not. Why watch out? I just believe it's cheap. What's that? Thoughts on Casper? Yeah, well, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I'm super crazy bullish on Casper. I own Casper. I don't necessarily think it's a bad asset to hold. I just think it's getting left behind, and it frustrates me a little bit that there isn't more being built out. Now, I'm not like super involved in the ecosystem, but I know a couple of people who are. And yeah, I mean, I thought we'd get a little bit more momentum right now. Where are we at? 9.7. Had a nice pump up, didn't sustain it, which tells me people are looking to exit positions as opposed to continue that solid uptrend. So yeah, I'd be mindful of Casper. I think it still has an opportunity, but yeah, I am mindful of where it could go. I think that's probably a good idea. So yeah, right, good, okay. Seriously though, I said that, didn't I? We need to see the Sea Dog. Let's go. Home says, let's get the Courage the Dog charts going. Okay, fine, I'll bring it up. Courage the Dog. Here it is. It's a $2.62 million market cap with just over 25K in volume. Had a very big spike up, actually, all the way up to that 3-2 range. Came back on that consolidation. Now, you would argue and say maybe that was down to this. The fact that they are now listed on MEXC. So shout out to Courage the Dog. Listing on MEXC, as well as a number of other exchanges you guys are already on as well. So I think you're on MEXC Weeks and a couple of others. Anyway, so good news when it comes to that, and actually feels like, yeah, if it can hold this, nice little bounce off the 2.4, by the way. So yeah, could be setting up for a potential. What was all-time highs on this? 3.2, so not miles away from all-time high. Again, if you can start to get that volume rocking and rolling, you need another 18% to all-time high. Let's make it happen, baby. Load up tomorrow. XT listing MEXC on Wednesday. Is that what it is? I couldn't remember what it was. So yeah, MEXC on Wednesday. And then, did you say Weeks listed as well? It's not on here. Oh, look, here you go. Here we go. Oh my God, what the hell am I talking about? So you had Bioconomy today, you had XT tomorrow, and you got MEXC on the 30th. There you go. There you go. And yeah, with the nervousness of saying that out loud, then that's what you do as well. Dark Horse, Courage of the Dog, it's called. It's pink, like a pink dog. The ticker is CCDOG. So yeah, take a look at that. Right, man, we've got nearly 40 odd people here in the TikTok live. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate you. And yeah, we've got like nearly 100 on the YouTube live as well. Oh, we're crushing it. Crushing it. I've actually got some content coming out about Courage of the Dog, so look out for that. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Also on the DeFi space. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Freaking hell. Oh, I don't know what's coming up. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, Tron. No one cares about Tron. Justin Sun, get out of here. Right, anyway, let me close this down. Let me bring this over here. Again, we appreciate you turning up there. As always, it is very much appreciated. And yeah, let's keep an eye on what's going on. What else going on the DeFi play? Not too much, in fairness. Not too much. What's it called? Doge? What do we call this? Doge? Maybe setting up for another move as well, potentially. But yeah. JJ, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. Aaron says, thoughts on AR? Pass. What is it? I don't know what it is. What is AR? But I'm not sure. Shout out to you guys, though. Gonzalo's in the building. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? Jesse's here as well. Welcome, Jesse. K97 says, Dev is great. It's always super bullish on that. Always super. Airweave. Oh, I talked about this yesterday, didn't we? So, yeah, we talked about Airweave. We talked about Aave as well. I mean, I'm not super crazy on it, if I'm honest. I'm not super crazy on it. That's just my opinion. I don't know if I would or not, but, you know, I think everything's got an opportunity. HBAR had a decent week, yeah. I think everything's got an opportunity, hasn't it? So I'm not super crazy on it, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I am if I'm not. Yeah, HBAR 8% down. I mean, the one way to look at this, by the way, is there is some opportunities out there in the market. By the way, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go and buy anything. But if you were looking at, you know, the crypto market yesterday or even the day before, and we were like, oh my God, we're going to the freaking moon here. Like, everything's pumping to oblivion. And now you've got a 10% discount on HBAR. Again, though, this is where we've been talking about how you DCA those positions. Let's say, for example, you bought HBAR at the top here. Let's say you put $1,000 in at this range at 30 cents. And you're like, ah, man, like, come on, bro. You know, if you'd have put like 500 in, then you could have got 500 in, means your DCA price comes down as well. So, you know, it's important to think about that is how you win in this game. So many people, full clip in, full clip out. We did a full thing about that. I'm actually going to do probably a video on it. But yeah, it's worth thinking about. Right. ETF inflows are on fire. 1.85 billion flowed in last week. 11 straight green weeks. The second biggest weekly haul ever. With BTC ETFs just 73 million as earlier outflows cooled, we're seeing the real shift towards Ethereum. Man, Ethereum had a $1.85 billion inflow last week. That's crazy. That is crazy. It says the new kid on the block launched and is killing, no rug allowed. Vern, what's going on? Thank you for the heart me. Taking those points, baby. Appreciate it, man. No, Craig. Absolutely. I did not, but it would be wild. Would be wild. But I think what I can say is the Courage community is super bullish. Stargaze says almost only counts on hard grades and hard shoes. So I heard. I don't know what that means, but yeah, HBAR a decent week. Yeah. So HBAR right now is, like I said, it's throwing you a discount, as I believe, say, Ondo is as well. That's throwing you a bit of a discount if you're looking to get into any of these, as well as things like Quant, Jupe. I thought we were going to get some pretty big news on Jupe today. Didn't quite deliver on maybe what we thought. Someone was asking about Shiba Inu as well. So Shiba Inu right now is on a little bit of a I was going to say disgusting downtrend, but I don't mean that. It is on a little bit of a downtrend right now, which again, how low do we go? We're not sure when it comes to Shiba Inu. We want to kind of keep an eye on it. If you were to look from where we've been on previous dipperinos, you would argue that, look, we might, well, where does it go to? It's there, isn't it? We argue you could see Shiba, if the market doesn't turn around, drop all the way to the 1308s. It's a little bit further. We've seen that retest twice before, so before potential move back to the upside. But yeah, right now, Shiba is on the way down. Macro side of things, look, probably looks as bad as most other meme coins. Pepe doing something similar, albeit, look at this consistently trend line here on Pepe that goes all the way back here to September 2024. Pepe looks like it has bounced off that line, so that is an important line to bounce off. Bonk, if you're looking at that one, had a nice rally today and then came back down again a bit. Again, this might be giving people an opportunity to grab a bag on Bonk as well. So, yeah. Zebek is a mini XRP. 37 Hoppers in the building. What's going on, you massive legend? Appreciate you, buddy. RSI are resetting so fast on these pullbacks. Yeah, I mean, the pullback's pretty crazy. Considering Bitcoin's 1.38%. Yeah. Wagwan? What a name. What a name. That is brilliant. Wagwan. Welcome to the live. Appreciate you, buddy. Hey, we just hit whatever that means. That jazzy noise sounds good to me. If you think it's 100x and almost guaranteed, unless you own something better ROI, why not go all in? Maybe they are. Maybe they are, Curse. You guys get like so wound up with just communities being bullish on stuff, don't you? You guys like just proper get wound up. Like, I just don't understand why you just don't like relax. Like, don't chill out. If you don't want to invest in it, don't invest in it. Like, who cares? You guys get so like, so arsey sometimes. I love it. It's like, oh dear me. It's like, just chill out. Who cares? Let them be bullish. Like, what's wrong with it? Like, I mean, some of you guys are like crazy on XRP, as I am, by the way. And then you literally smash someone that walked in and they're like, hi guys. I think Ask Inu might do very well. You're like, no, I won't. It's shit. Get out of here. XRP to $500,000. Anyway. I love you guys. Why is everything dropping? Is it a sign alt season's due imminently? Well, it's just a sign that the market's cooling off. For whatever reason, institutional buying is still strong, though. Short-term holders are selling their positions. That's just reality. It is a very much Bitcoin supercycle bull market, whatever you want to call it, thing. No, I'm not, Cheese. I'm not. I trust you to bring it up as well, you massive chapper. But I think everyone gets my point. Is this cycle or Pepe like Shiba? I hope so. Yeah, for sure. It's like, yeah, it just makes me laugh. Honestly, it just, what is that, man? What is that? But yeah, big week of manipulation this week. I think so. Market makers are going to crush it this week. Crush it. Watch out. You're going to get some big volatility, in my opinion. So, but yeah, it's all fun and games, though. Do you know what I mean? That's where you got to be. You just got to be like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We're looking at that 118 line. That's why we want to see. I'd like to see BTC. Again, you can see this kind of volatility range that's coming in above 118. That's the number in my head that makes me feel better. By the way, Sui, look at this on the hour. Like, Sui's giving people an opportunity to grab in as well. So, like I said, lots of things that give you the opportunity to get involved, in my opinion. You just gotta be sensible. You think FAR or SPX will take away from Pepe? I mean, Fartcoin maybe. Fartcoin maybe. What is that, Gonzalo? Gonzalo, I'll take a look when I'm not live streaming. When I'm not live streaming. Yeah. Oh dear, Vern. I got some more stuff as well, which is kind of funny, but yeah. Anyway, it's a competition with two. Yeah, they love it. They love it. No, I don't, Lauren Bab. I really don't. I mean, I could go and stoop to your level. I won't. But yeah, I think he'll do very well. By the way, I think he'll do very well. Is my opinion, but yeah, just my opinion. Oh, let's grab that chest, everybody. 2.5 minutes. You can grab hold of it as well. Good. Right. As always, everybody, don't forget, we are here 6 days a week, bringing you the best cryptocurrency news, reviews, technical analysis, everything else you could possibly need. Bear in mind, we are in the bull market, baby, and it's getting fun. It's getting fun. Right. We'll keep an eye on what's going on here. We've covered the Bitcoin breakout strategy. We've done a little bit on DeFi. We've done as well. Let me just check, see, make sure there's no breaking news coming in, which I don't think there is, by the way, but we're pleased to announce the free... ooh, what's this? This looks kind of cool. This looks kind of cool. What does this mean? Ooh. Ooh, why is that so bright? I don't want it to be bright. What the hell, bro? Oh. How do I turn this off? What? Hello? Hello? It's really bright, people, and I don't want it to be bright. Anyway, BNB surge. I mean, I don't know what this is. Whale market shift. Let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look at this. And hopefully this decides. What is this? What chart am I looking at here? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Right, anyway, let's get rid of that. I don't know what I'm looking at, to be honest. Just my opinion. Right, good. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. XRP at 280, 260. Fake Bitcoin, Juan. I mean, what's XRP at? 313. Craig, what did you say? 315 was the level you were looking at. Is that what you said? 315, I think. So it dropped a little bit below it. I mean, yeah, maybe. $3, obviously the big one, isn't it? But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's only in the hour right now. Still kind of half positive. XRP is, sorry, BNB looking at 826. That's looking crazy as well, by the way. That's looking crazy, which I'm all down for. Jessica Weaver, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. No 10K XRP now then. Oh, dear. Grab the chest is bringing the chat into the gutter 2-bit. Is it really? Shib just burned enough tokens to make even a pyromaniac proud. There you go. That was news that just come in right now. That was just news that came right in. See, look, Home's got you, Lauren. Holmes got you. It's what you've got to be careful of when you come in for the inside jokes, and Holmes is in whatever mood Holmes is in tonight because it looks fun. He's just absolutely got you. Yeah, there you go. Look, bash. Holmes, have you been drinking today, by the way? Oh, tears by laughing in my eyes. Yeah, this stream's got wild. Do you think it will go up to over 325 today? What, XRP? No. Today? 313 in a downtrend. No, I don't think it's going to just blast to 325. Do I think it might go there tomorrow? Maybe. I don't know. We've got to see. Remember, there is lots of debate about Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be the craziest day in the world. We have a lot of stuff coming on Wednesday that everyone needs to be aware of. It is going to be one of those days where either the market's going to go crazy or it's going to be an absolute disaster. So you got FOMC interest rates. Fed Jerome Powell's going to speak. You've got the announcement of the official cryptocurrency report, that 180-day report that Donald Trump asked for when he got into office, which, if you remember, was all part of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So we could get some crazy shit happening on Wednesday. You've got as well ADP employment. Who the hell knows what that is, but it sounds pretty interesting. And then into Thursday, you got PCE and everything else. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. You're going to stay locked in. So maybe the market's pricing in like just a nothing burger for Wednesday. Maybe it is. What are your thoughts about Tangent Wallet rolling out Visa card? Will it be possible without KYC? It depends where you live. If I'm honest, depends where you live. If you're in the EU, no. If you're in the UK, absolutely not. They're going to do everything they possibly can to make sure that you are screwed, in my opinion. But But I am in the market for a new card wallet. I do want to get, cold wallet. I do need to get one. I don't know what to get. I was originally going to go and get a Nano X. I might get a Tangam wallet, a Trezor. I don't know. I just need something new, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is yet, but man, I was going to look at something else, and I've totally now just deleted what I was going to look at. I don't know. I'll think about it. Thanks for the weird cats bits, Blaze. Appreciate that, buddy. The You're Awesome. Is that what it is? Nice. I like it. I like it. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. That is my opinion on that. By the way, Bitcoin exchanges looks pretty tasty as well. This number is up a little bit on the day, only by about 17,000 Bitcoin, but 2.6162 is still a decline, look. We are still descending down and further down when it comes to the total amount of Bitcoin available on exchanges. You could argue the same for Ethereum as well. This is also doing it, albeit there is significantly higher amounts of Ethereum on exchanges than we saw before. So yeah. Well, go on. Thanks for the follow. What's the top 5 alts for this run? I would highly recommend you go and check out my YouTube channel out. I actually talk about some altcoins that I think are doing very well in a quick snapshot. What is that? A little star. Snapshot, I think you get things like Ethereum Finance, AVAX. I think XRP will do very, very well. Sui, Solana, Ethereum people still think isn't going to do very well, but I think it will. As well as, if I was going a bit more fringe, I would say, man, what would I say in terms of a bit more fringe? Ondo Finance, Jasmy Coin. Yeah. MakerDAO, maybe. MakerDAO. My brain is not connected with my fingers. Fair play. Fair play. Troll and Solana, the feature face of Solana memes. Nice. Trollolo. Trollolo. Welcome. Polkadot, nah. I mean, look. I feel bad when people ask me about Polkadot. The same as I feel bad when people ask me about Polygonmatic. I can only be honest. I just think they're crap. I think they had the chance and they've put it up. Polygonmatic should have been about $2 by now. It had massive NFT partnerships, huge potential, did nothing. The most boring Ethereum layer 2 out there. Polkadot, I'd argue the same. They rebranded, should have been crazy, is literally a disaster. So again, the two that I think there's just two new bigger shiny coins that people are interested in, is my opinion. Where is Matic? Oh, there. Polygonmatic, look, it's at 22 cents. It's lower than it was in the freaking bear market. It's in a freaking bull market. Waste of time. Waste of time, in my opinion. I wouldn't go near them, unfortunately. Not for me. Not for me. Harry, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, again, just my view. I'm not a financial expert. I don't know have a crystal ball, by the way, but I was in Polygonmatic. I'm not anymore. I've never owned Polkadot, in fairness, but I know some people are pretty bullish on it. Shut up, 37. What about Panic? I can't believe you guys 2 years on are still going on about that. You guys are crazy. What happened to that crypto coffee? And is the whiskey gin one still about to? I think it folded, 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝗁. No one bought anything. So, yeah. Yeah, Atom's an interesting one. I think you'll see a couple of on that kind of Cosmos ecosystem do very well, actually. I think you will. I think a lot of people are sleeping on that narrative. So, yeah. Thoughts on Render? Probably similar, Mark. I think some sort of DeFi AI project's going to come out and be a bit bigger, but I did like it. I just feel like, again, they didn't push the narrative hard enough. I kind of like the narrative, by the way. I think it's a pretty good idea. I just don't know on how they applicate it into real world. And I think that's where they missed out on. 407, I mean, that was topping 12 in the bear market. This is the thing to think about. December was kind of pretty tasty, wasn't it? So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it did, Holmes. I mean, I'm in the Telegram and they had loads of restrictions on exports and all that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, they haven't said anything in that Telegram for about 2 months. So I don't know what's going on with it, to be fair. Hi, Mike. What happened today? Just checked. All going down. Again, I just think it's some profit taking. I think people are front running what could be a tasty thing on Wednesday. If people think we're going to get some sort of insane announcement on Wednesday, maybe the markets are just taking a bit of a correction. It is, however, though, trending within the range. I'm looking for 118 as a break and close, and I think we'll be fine. And nothing untoward to a usual bull market, in my opinion. You can buy coffee and gin from your local supermarket. Yeah, that's true, Tomato Pete. Panic is a hidden gem. Shut up, Chris Bendix. Panic is a hidden gem. Get out of here. So, yeah, but I think that's why the markets took a bit of a correction. Like I said, if you go back in history, all bull markets do this. Man, some bull markets have even seen even bigger corrections than we've got in this time. Like, it's just one of those where you just go, do you know what? As long as we are in the range, and we've seen this, and again, don't forget, you haven't got kind of super crazy, overhyped retail investors just throwing money at random dog coins, frog coins, and whatever else coins. Do you know what I mean? So, Vern, it would be good to know which ones, by the way. I think you're watching. I just can't type it. It'd be good to know which ones. Right, good. Good, we're cooking on gas. Man, we're nearly at 50 people in the TikTok. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. If you are brand new here, by the way, and you're interested in cryptocurrency, make sure you hit the follow button. Talking about it every day, keeping you updated, keeping you dialed in, and more importantly, keeping your portfolio on the move. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're absolutely screaming from the rooftops to me. I mean, don't do that. It'd be super weird if you do, but anyway. Kelly, really? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. That would be pretty crazy. In fact, it can't be. Look, oh no, this is the wrong one. Yeah, I don't think so. It's a renounced contract anyway, isn't it? It's renounced. Yeah, contract's renounced. So remember, the only way you can create a honeypot is by setting the sell tax to 100%. You cannot do that if your contract's renounced. So yeah, just to clarify that one. I don't think you can. I don't think it's possible. So we going up or down this week? Maestro, it's a good question. We might go up. There's always the risk of going down. It's important to think about. We could go up, we could go down, we could shake it all around. I'm kidding. I'm obviously being incredibly facetious. I think Wednesday will determine what's going to happen in this market in the immediate short term. If we get, well, I mean, let's think about this. What could pump the markets on Wednesday? Jerome Powell keeps rates flat, but then is dovish, i.e. they feel now, where's this effect? They feel now that tariff implications are nominal or are reduced. The fact that they've secured an EU deal, and the China deal is probably the one they could have done with securing, I think. But at the same time, EU deal is secured, which is favorable to the US. I'm sure not fully in that, but it's pretty good. So he could come out and say, yeah, we're gonna hold rates at this point, but we are optimistic that tariff impacts are less than first thought. Therefore, we could see further reductions in the federal funds rate over the period of the next, 12 weeks as an example. Therefore, he's not committal, but very much could say, well, that's what we could see. You could get a cheeky rate cut. He could drop a 25 basis points rate cut, wouldn't do anything, would if anything, still be slightly too high, and be very neutral. That could come in. Equally, it could be announced on Wednesday that the US government are going to go and buy 100,000 Bitcoin with tariff money. That could be another thing as well. Or you could see a surplus in the month of July, of which they are going to then go buy Bitcoin or something crazy like that. The super retest 125k mega move that people have never even seen, expected, or witnessed that could come in would be that Jerome Powell walks on stage wearing a baseball cap with a Bitcoin logo on it and says that they're going to cut by 200 basis points. And he announced that his personal 401k is now all in Bitcoin. And then Donald Trump's announcing that basically the US is going to go and buy 500,000 Bitcoin. That could be a pretty interesting case on Wednesday. And then Jerome Powell drops the mic and he's like, maybe. While he river dances. 100% while he's doing river dance. What are you thinking about Chainlink? Yeah, I like Chainlink. I just think people are going to miss out. I don't think Chainlink's going to go. I think it's going to hit where it should get to, by the way, but we'll see. 4p again, do you think 2-bit? What does that mean? Will Jasmy do it before? I mean, look, there was some positive news on Jasmy, by the way. It felt like it got a little bit of momentum. Harrah's now speaking again, which I think always supports the Jasmy token. They're doing loads of integrations with things like Pump Fund and a couple of other platforms. So, yeah, I think give it another couple of weeks and I think we could get some pretty bullish news out of Jasmy. Ryan, I talked about Render. I feel like it just needs to push its narrative a little bit more. Black Spider says, what should I sell mine? Sell what? I see a pullback of XRP at $3 before we do a new all-time high. What about XRP? It's just my personal opinion, by the way. I think XRP is going to be the next big run for a treasury company, but that's just my view. That's just my view. Just recently got back into my investing stuff. 80% in SMPs, 20% in various cryptos. Ryan, nice. Let me know what 20% of you invested in crypto. I'm curious. I'm curious if someone getting into, getting brand new. Because I was thinking of doing a video that's like, if I'm brand new to crypto, what do I do? You know, if this is my first ever bull market, I've got like a little bit of capital, like $500 or $1,000. Like, what do I do? Where would I put it? How would I invest it? Bear in mind, I've been in this market since 2017. This is my third bull market. Seen the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, all of it. But yeah, if you think that's a good idea, by the way, let me know, chat. I like calling you guys chat. I should call you guys chat more often. Paul will be wearing a panic hat and a honeypot costume. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can we do that on AI? Is that something we can do on AI really quickly? I feel like we can. Hold on. Hold on. We're going down. I'm yelling timber. Now crypto's done. Let's sell it all. We're going down. Ethereum's top 3 crypto investments: Ethereum, XRP, and Solana. They're mine. 10% in Bitcoin, 5 in ETH, 5 in Chainlink. Used to buy big into crypto 5 years ago, but came out of it. Ryan, nice. Good time to get back in. Good choice as well, I think. Good choices. Man, 5 years ago, what was Ethereum 5 years ago? Like 800, 700, something like that. Ryan, I used to be. I'm not anymore. I'm on an okay for life. I hate you, Blazer. I used to be in dividend paying shares. I'm not anymore. I moved everything into crypto. LK, what's going on, LK? Good to see you, man. Just hold 1,000 XRP in case Levi's right. I mean, that's not a bad idea. What's your opinion of where Ondo will move this bull run and what catalyst will make it go up higher? The fact that the US are going to print some treasure. Right. Here you go, everybody. This is everything wrong with fucking AI. Jerome Powell in a honeypot with a microphone in the little hole, look. Oh my God. I need some more sleep. Jesus Christ. Oh, that is that is the best. That is the best. Yeah, so I totally lost what the question was. I'm sorry. Yeah, so unit shares, done that. Should we be selling XRP? Look, it's entirely up to you, is my opinion. But I for one, aren't. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think you just got to understand the macro side of things, and I think this is why this market's going to be more difficult to navigate. 2021 bull market was easy. Buy a dog coin, boom, off you go. This one's a little bit more technical. This one, you need a little bit more understanding of markets. You need to stay a little bit more plugged in. I think that's how you can really win when you get to these markets. So it's important just to kind of think about it a little bit more. There you go, look. I mean, how good is that? How good is that? Jerome Powell, get out of here. Right, Bitcoin's back above 118, which is good news as well. Right, man, I'm so behind on some of these questions. Nice, I got the majority of savings in Diageo, but I've recently started investing into S&Ps and crypto. Nice. Nice. HBAR XLM, that guy 2.0. What's going on, you massive legend? Hope you're well, buddy. Man, where would I go? HBAR is slightly overcooked at the minute, but their ecosystem is pretty crazy. And someone sent me a couple of, like, not meme coins, but maybe new generation projects launching over there. It kind of looks crazy. I think XLM will move on the back of a lot of XRP hype, but I do think it's pretty good. I would go... Shit, that's a great question. Chat, where would you go? XLM or HBAR? I think I would go HBAR personally. I think I'd go HBAR personally because I think it has a bigger move and a bigger opportunity. But again, never financial advice, baby. But good to see you, buddy. Hope you're keeping up. Hope you're keeping up well. What does your portfolio look like at the moment, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what's the majority, etc.? Biggest holding right now, flips between Ethereum and XRP. I'm very much probably 85% in what I would deem as top crypto assets, so stuff in the top 100. Very much separate to that, I have like a risk portfolio that's in a couple of meme coin plays, if you like. But yeah, pretty much been buying since the bottom of the bear market. So like Solana is a pretty good holding for me, but I was buying at $8. So if everything with XRP lines up, is a no-brainer. That's true, Vern. That is true. HBAR. Everyone's going HBAR. Did I say HBAR? I think I did. So yeah. The opportunity right now is obviously not quite as good as it was back in the bottom of the bear market when everyone was freaking out and FTX was collapsing and everyone wanted you to believe that, you know, crypto was going to zero. That was the time to get involved. However, I'm not, and I truly believe, by the way, there is some more upside in this market to come for sure. RK says, crazy prediction, XLM would outpace XRP. Holy shit, that is crazy. Robert Dover, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I agree, Steve. Hold XRP, the future is bright. What is hype with XRP? Seeing it too much? I'd just look into it. If you want to know a little bit more, just head on over to my YouTube channel. I talk about XRP every day. I've been breaking XRP down now for the last like 2 months. Even when no one else was really talking about it, I was kind of digging in, much to the criticism of some people actually. But if you understand what's been built with XRP, you kind of get into an interesting place where, yes, you're sort of speculating on what could happen in the future, but I don't believe many other cryptocurrencies are offering it. It's a little similar with Ondo Finance. If you believe Ondo Finance becomes the premier location that people go and buy US treasuries on the blockchain, which therefore makes them verifiable and easy to transfer, then you would be crazy bullish on Ondo. If you don't believe that's going to be the case and you think traditional finance and Warren Buffett's still going to hold everything down, well, then don't bother looking at it. So I think that's where we get to. Vern coming in fresh right now with an alien pet, whatever the hell that is. Don't forget, by the way, Crypto Vern, who you just saw then, with the Terminator mask, I will be live streaming with him on Wednesday. So make sure you're giving him a follow as well. Appreciate it. Joe says, add to me crypto. What's going on, Joe? I don't know why it's saying that I can't see that, but good to see you, man. Welcome as always. So yeah, that's where we get to. That's where I get to. Like I said, a ease off in the market. Nothing crazy. We could even get a China announcement, by the way, of a trade deal. So there was a lot of discussion, by the way, today between Scott Bessent and the Chinese counterpart that there may be an agreement that could come through. So, yeah, we will see. We will see. This would be the best performance in July for Ethereum. There you go. Look, see, Ethereum's looking pretty bullish. Ethereum is looking pretty bullish. Got to keep dialed into this market, in my opinion. China trade deal would be great. Yeah, it would be pretty epic. Before Wednesday, it would be super crazy, but they've delayed their, obviously, the restrictive tariffs now, I think, for another 60 days or 90 days. Can't remember. But, yeah, if they were to announce a trade deal pre-Wednesday, that'd be good news. Aaron says, buy now or wait till the morning. Well, Aaron, just for you, let's take a look at what our decision might be. I got it wrong I got it wrong today, though. I got it so wrong, actually. I thought I was going to get it right. I called the Asia markets. I got that one right. I got the European markets. I didn't get the US markets. I thought they would dump the market. Sorry, I thought they would pump the market. They didn't. They dumped it. Right, pre-market data so far. Obviously, we're super early. It's only just closed, but pre-markets look flat at the moment. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange looks like that might actually be a little bit more bullish. So we could see a little bit better open on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The Nikkei looks like it's going to be a little bit terrible, actually, 1% down. So Nikkei could be challenging. The European markets look a little bit down as well. So my gut feeling, not financial advice, by the way, I think you might see a little push up in the Asian markets. They might rally the price a little bit. I think Europeans dump it again. And I probably get into a place where maybe the US is trying to speculate on what happens on Wednesday. The only positive, though, you could argue we've kind of wiped out that little tiny CME gap that we had, and it does feel like we hit the bottom around that 17.5 range, 117.5. So maybe that starts to give us a little bit more of a momentum push to the upside. I, for one, would hope that would be the case. I think that could be good news. I really don't think tall with my new all-time high. What? Really don't think TALT. The hell is TALT? I don't even know what it is, GTR. I don't know what it is. I think the next day will be Thursday or Friday. What do we see a move? Yeah. Pokemon says, my gut says we'll still dump more. Ooh, Pokemon. Look, I think you've just sent me a message actually as well. Let me have a look, because I know Pokemall's into his old AI generation, so this could be a pretty interesting picture, I'm sure. I'd love to say yes, Ben. Ben's your man 3. I'd actually love to say yes. Unfortunately, I think the honest answer is no. It's so wild. Let's go. Get in there, Jerome Powell. Get in the honeypot, Powell. Looks like something out of a kid's horror movie, doesn't it? Yeah, I would love to say yes, but deep down, logic tells me probably not. And actually, indicators say no. I think the best we could hope for, by the way, would be flat rate cuts, but a dovish Powell on, like, tariff implications aren't as big as what we've seen. we're seeing kind of we're seeing an ease in the federal fund, in the interest rate. I think it just wicked up actually a little bit to 202, which isn't crazy, but we talked about it last time on CPI. Now PCE will be interesting on Thursday because lots of car manufacturers are now saying that they can see it. So this will be kind of important to see what it comes like in the day. The next CPI report could be interesting, and PCE will be interesting as well. So the other one we want to see is probably the PPI, which is the producer price index as well. So that could be tasty when it kind of walks through. But yeah, we will see. We'll see. I think the US-EU trade deal is pretty big. That could be good news. There's a lot of bullish sentiment with that. Look at this. OEC tariff simulator forecasts a 12% increase in US exports to the world over the course of the next 2 years. IKEA could be seeing massive imports in the EU, as well as Continental Tires, Bosch, Dole, Ford, and Diageo. Who was saying about Diageo, Ryan? 2.3%. So this EU trade deal is a pretty big deal. It is a pretty big deal. So maybe that supports it. Again, the expected drop by more than 46% compared to average last year, 2.68 trillion in global exports from the OEC, which is the Observatory of Economic Complexity, forecasting a big expansion in US exports, which could therefore be a bit of a stimulus in the market. So the debate now will probably flip to what do these tariffs look like and how do they play out? A China deal and Powell has to cut rates. I think it would be very difficult if they announce a good China deal, i.e., probably not even favorable to the US, but a positive one. So whether that be around energy exports. Remember, at the minute, China's importing something like 90% of its oil from Iran and from the Middle East. And actually, the US is the biggest exporter of natural gas. So if they got some sort of deal there, you could definitely see something positive. So we'll see. I mean, Bitcoin's pushing a little bit right now. 118, 193. That's because we're at 65 likes and over 21,000 here. So yeah, bullish. My great-granddad worked for Guinness, so I used to get shares. Nice. I'm not sure what to do with the Diageo. It's what all my inheritance is basically in. I mean, it looks like a pretty solid company. If they're expecting a 2.3% growth on this EU trade deal, I'd probably hold on to it. Not financial advice, my opinion. Too bit, how big's the Yorkshire audience? I don't think it's that big, Steve. I think it's about 3 of you. I think. Are you the most important of migrants? Maybe. Probably true. Check the coin, please. Rug proof. It can be a great sender. What's that? Is that the thing you've sent me, Gonzalo? But you just sent me like a website link. You've sent me a website link. That's it. Like, nothing else. I mean, meme coin balance. Rugproof launched and lets anyone create tokens with zero risk, early investment, anti-dump mechanism, built-in rewards for loyal holders, 85% of all fees going back to the community and 50% buybacks. Why would you not just use like dupe launch, or I guess, can they be rugged? I don't know. Maybe they can. Maybe they can. Yeah, so there we go. Ryan, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. It's only took you 6 questions, but thanks for the follow, man. I'm only kidding. Don't forget, obviously, we are live 6 days a week here on YouTube and on TikTok as well. And I post content every single day. So I appreciate you guys supporting the journey that we're on. And like I said, it is kind of where we are. So yeah, you're doing crypto full time at the minute? No, I have a full 9-to-5 job as well, unfortunately. But maybe one day this becomes what I do as a living. I would actually love it, to be fair. It'd be crazy. It would be loads of fun. But for the time being, we're going to hold it down with doing a full-time job, looking after 3 kids, and doing this as well. So we'll get into all of that, I'm sure. But yeah, that's why your support is very much appreciated here on the channel as well. So with us one step nearer to a big day this week, we can all look forward to what is coming Wednesday. The market taking a slight cool off, but look out, that 118 close would be solid, and Ethereum maybe 3,800 if we can see a market push up. But if all else fails, just remember, Jerome Powell is going to be walking out onto that stage on Wednesday and hopefully giving us some good news. Anyway, that's me. I'm done. We'll be back tomorrow night as always, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 p.m. if you're in the UK. We're bringing you all the latest in crypto news. You can also catch me updating every single day here on TikTok and also on YouTube. Until tomorrow, though, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Catch you guys on the flip side. That was the worst exit ever. you.